while we look at the chart of XRP, the question of are we about to break higher or to the downside is still relevant. You're looking at the market is volatile, people get confused, but when we get to see this, it is kind of a positive vibe that is providing us with that 2024 being very optimistic. But again, that's from Davos, right? You need to see what the market is showing you. As of now, if you're looking at the market, I would agree on the perspective that XRP move with the market. We haven't seen it moving alone. And right now, we are in a market where the altcoin market is about to move higher. Ether is breaking higher. Now, if you take your eyes towards Bitcoin, this is something we can actually see. As of now, it looks fine for a retracement. But what we want to focus on is the daily close, which we just got. So the daily close is showing you the fact that the price actually went just above the last two candles here. That is important. So price staying above 43,000 gives us some positivity in all of these negative news narrative and all. Now, if you do see the price breaking through the level of 41,700, that brings in a lot more uncertainty about the short-term movements. Because then there is going to be some panic. There is going to be some more big flush out. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've been talking about different opportunities in the market, and right now we are watching them slowly playing out, which is actually a positive thing to watch. As the price moves higher, it is fine. If you're positioned in, it's great. There are a lot of opportunities slowly building in, segment by segment, money is slowly moving in and out. And we're trying to follow that. Say this week, Chili's is up 42%, and we had our thought process here, right? Watch this. It's about to do something like this. Right now, you go to the market and you see, yeah, the exact same pattern breaking to the upside. So if you are in the market and you would like to get these updates, you can follow the SI family where you get these kind of opportunities on the real time. What I would like to start with is saying, if you go right now into the altcoin market, this is what you see. This altcoin market excluding Ether, where it shows you the fact that right now it's at $500 billion. So if we go back in time a little bit, like mid-September, while the market was still close to 300 billion, we had this thought process. We're going to go higher. We're going to break. We're going to continue up, right? Now it's at 500 billion. So it's not just 1 or 2 days. We are following the price action of the market throughout. Say this is BNB. If you go into today's market and look at the price of BNB, it's at 316. So when we go back a little while, the same direction, September, you get to see it was 216. And at that time, we were like, okay, this is showing you a double bottom possibility where the price can go higher. We followed it up with the Wyckoff Creek, which was again showing this in October. And that kind of showed us by this time, we should actually see Bitcoin around this range. So where are we? We got close to this range. We saw Bitcoin also in the same territory. So if you want these kind of educational content with all these breakout posts, you can look at the SI family. The link is given in the description below in YouTube or in the bio on Twitter. Now, when we go back to the market to analyze what's happening, yeah, this is one of the key perspectives we should keep in mind. There is a lot of demand on this end. But again, $10 billion over 3 days, it's not bad, but when you come into the market and see, okay, Bitcoin itself is like 19 billion on a 24-hour window with the volume, the buy and the sell. So you're like, okay, that's actually a lot of it compared to what we are watching there with the giant institutions in 3 days, right? So it's going to slowly accumulate, or they're trying to slowly accumulate in the market, and they want the price to go lower. That's where they can buy cheap. Now, first, let's actually look at the thought process of XRP here. Can we break to the downside? If we do, that's a panic side of it. Because we are inside this triangle, we haven't done anything bad as of now. At least the price action is showing you are still moving to the upside trending, which is fine. Here you got a lower high, but it did not create a lower low. So you are still in that trend. What you need to see is the price breaking through and putting a higher high. So if it breaks 0.64, that's super bullish. But if it is breaking 0.5 to the downside, that is not that bullish. It's going to be a panic. But what I would like to highlight is when you do look at the Ether on a weekly, it shows you enormously bullish signal. Then if you actually look at the Bitcoin, it is also giving you something similar on a daily chart. Last time this happened, the price went up like 25%. That's not a small move. And if you look at the current price action and the Bitcoin dominance as of now, you're like, okay, it's trying to bounce. It's at a support for sure. But if you do see this breaking to the downside, altcoins are going to take off. Altcoins are going to drain the liquidity slowly from Bitcoin into the altcoin market. Remember, 19 billion in Bitcoin on a daily. When the price was moving up, we were close to 40. Now, Tether is something you have to keep in your mind. That's 50 billion daily volume in Tether. That's just one stable coin. So that's the amount of money on the sidelines which will jump onto different assets as soon as they break higher. That's one of the primary reasons why the SI family get this advantage. Why? We show you the breakout before it's happening so you know where your order should be. And I'm really, really happy to see, people sending this. They take a trade, they close the profit, boom, it's good, great. But I never advise to go for a 10, 20x. It's based on your risk tolerance. I give you the charts for sure. You get to see the breakouts, the targets and all, 100%. Because here I was saying, okay, this is going to be a 23% move. It's a short-term move. Right now, the price of BNB is there. We completed that, agreed. But if you're actually going levered 10x, yeah, you get to 30%. But the risk you're taking is too high. So it depends on your risk tolerance, right? But you get these advantage in the SI family. Now else. Then you also get to see where I buy, I sell, where my money is being allocated into, which of these trades are in, that kind of thing. Now you go back into the market. You want to actually look at these assets on a different horizon. Because say on a 12-hour chart, when you're looking at this, there's a lot of volume coming in. Okay, we want to see a little bit bigger picture. Because one of the things you need to keep in mind is when new volume on a weekly is surpassing last 1 year of volume, that's showing you something. Money is coming from somewhere and entering into some of these alts. Now, we just discussed about that. Where the hell is the money coming from? You can see that. The Bitcoin dominance is reducing. Either the new money coming in is not interested in Bitcoin, or they're focusing more on altcoin. Case 1. 2. Existing people who bought Bitcoin at 15, 16, 17, 20,000 are now moving money into altcoins. So you get to see these advantages while we are in a market like this. It's not just one asset for sure. You're watching some of these assets and, the measured moves are higher, so you will see how the price action does different things. But one thing, always make sure you understand the macro structure. Because what we have seen historically is that the price kind of plays with your emotion for an extended period of time. It breaks higher and then says, no, I didn't do that. I'm going to go back down. But then, boom. So that's the amount of patience you need to get those kind of a big moves. Now, let's forget about that because it's the past. But right now, if you're looking at this asset, what do you see? If you do get a breakout here, it is going to be something monumental. Now again, I can be 100% wrong. But if you do see this asset entering here for the first time, it can be a fake out. Fine. But You're not going back to that level to buy that at the lower end. So keep in mind what you're watching in the price action. If this is entering here, it's going to be a bulle in the price action. Now, think it on the other side. Sports, gaming, as a segment. You'll see the micro, the small cap, the medium cap, the large cap taking off. So you need to align yourself into the market where the market guides you. If the market is showing you money is moving into a different criteria, fine, look for that. What is that asset showing you? You go into large cap asset, you go into small cap asset, it's completely up to you. Depending upon your risk tolerance, you look at these. When the RSI is slowing down here, big time, price is not dropping. Think about that. In other words, either the buyers are stepping out or the sellers are increasing, still the price is not dropping. That's a signal, isn't it? Meaning you saw the RSI collapse here, but the price still stayed on this range. What happened next? The price went higher. So when the history is rhyming itself and it's showing you there has been an accumulation range, we broke higher, we're staying here, it's not coming back down to retest. Each time the price drops, you're watching someone coming in and picking up big time. So now you go into shorter time horizon charts to make sure you get the clear picture. If you're watching them becoming overbought on even the shorter horizon, watch for the resistance. If you do see them breaking, okay, some parabolic moves are happening. And that's one of the reasons why this is here. Now, at the other end, you have to think about this. Now, this is not confirmed yet. We need a daily close here, right? If the daily close comes in, perfect. But right now, keep in mind, price is not making a higher high, a swing high, but the RSI is. And the RSI making a high, but the price fails to do that means bulls are becoming weak. That's a hidden bearish divergence coming in, which is positive for us because if it gets rejected, at least 200, that's a great thing. While we were here and breaking higher, I was like, okay, watch, we may go close to 104. Now we came almost close to that, not perfect, but almost close to that. And we are forming the bearish divergence. If we get the confirmation in next 24 hours, that's going to be cool. That's going to be great. So while you're in the market, keep this in mind. This is your macro direction. No matter what anyone says, this is what you're looking at. We talked you all through this while we were coming. And that's one of the primary reasons I'm highlighting this. Not everyone gives you an idea and follow that up again and again and again and again. Because as we were going through, I gave you guys my thought process to follow up the market as the market shows you what's happening. Now, when you do look at this and you're zooming in, a lot of the argument which comes into the market is like, look, the volume is not like this. Yeah, for sure. While we were doing this here, what was the volume like? It was lower than these points. When you break higher, when you get a pop, that's where the FOMO comes in. The wisest always enter early. But the problem is, you get lower price for sure, but you have to wait for longer time horizon for it to become a bubble, then to get a divergence and step out. So always keep this in mind. Wave 2 is something which you need to take completely in. Wave 3, yeah, if it's something like this, I don't want to participate in that for a long-term bag. Trading, for sure, I'll do that. But here in the wave 2, if you're able to grasp this, fine, take that, step out. Then use a little bit of your profit to trade this scenario in multiple coins. Because if the market is doing 100%, you may see a lot of coins doing 5x. So it's up to you to find those opportunities in the market. Now, going back to the Bitcoin, if this happens to actually give you a candle like this, where the possibilities are still there, you cannot deny that possibility. Next candle coming down here, that's going to be a big shakeout. But one of the benefit is altcoin market is not dropping like that. Even though Bitcoin dominance is at the support, we are still watching when Bitcoin is being volatile on micro horizon, you're not actually getting that flush in the altcoins, which is a huge positive thing. We're watching money flowing in to to altcoins. So a shakeout here in Bitcoin like this can actually push even more people out of Bitcoin. Those who are levered, those who are speculative here, they'll be like, okay, let me jump onto the altcoin side because the market is showing you that it is better to be in that direction. Now, when you go on a weekly, this is what you're still watching. A nice on a short term is super high, super heavy, but this is where we are, right? So unless you break through this kind of a price action, going bearish is going to be super, super hard. Now, you follow, if you're a trend-based guy, you're following the trend line. If you're a pattern-based guy, you're just following the pattern. But understand the price structure is something to keep in mind. If it is continuing to the upside, you follow that. Every time you will see these kind of price action. The price should drop. That's where opportunity is. Whether it's 15% like this, or 20% like this, or 35% like this, it's always in that trend. Keep that in mind. So guys, if you actually received value, smash that like button for me. If you haven't done that already. And if you want to participate in these kind of breakout opportunities, join the SI family, where 950 plus members are taking benefit of my calls and the one-on-one session where we go through your portfolio and give my opinion. So that's it for today, guys. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.